and gentlemen, we are coming to you today from Cromwell, New Zealand at the Central Motor Speedway for the first night of this USA Invasion Tour. Dead center in the infield, you can kind of see the racetrack behind me. It is slightly raining. Mother Nature's not necessarily cooperating, and it's been extremely windy for the past couple of hours. Fingers crossed and hoping we get the race in tonight. I think the New Zealand people here, they're not scared of any weather, so I think we're gonna get the show in. One unique thing about this facility, you see this grassy hillside behind me, there's actually no stands here, so everyone just drives their vehicles in and literally park, get their lawn chairs out, or just watch from their RV or the back of the pickup. It's kind of like old school, and I love the vibe. We got over 30 410 sprint cars in the pit area. We're gonna be walking you through the entire night. New Zealand does it much different than the United States, so we're gonna be experiencing an authentic New Zealand format that doesn't involve qualifying. We actually get to hot lap, and then we run a 2 heat race format that's inverted. So if you start on the pole, then you start last the next time around, and there's a lot of cars in each heat race. So we're gonna be getting things underway in a little bit, start with engine heat after the pit meeting, and then rolling into the show. First laps of practice are done. Racetrack's got so much grip after it rained. I didn't really get a great lap in there. I feel like we need to work on something. I'm trying to get my steering right. You guys can probably see in the footage, but it feels like I have to turn so much for the wheel input that I need, and it's just throwing me off. I actually even got the wall in 1 and 2. The track's just kind of slimy, and I drove it in real hard and missed my mark and just kind of kissed it off of 2 and kept going. But anyway, the track's still kind of burning in. It's got a ton of grip. We're gonna have to throw some tear-offs on, and we're rolling from deep in this upcoming heat race. I think 12th out of 14 cars. So try to survive, and more than anything, just keep our nose clean, pick off cars as fast as we can. was a really fun heat race. You just get nervous, right? For situations like that. I've never been in a heat race with 14 cars, I don't think. Started 12th, Caleb Montgomery, we come all the way here, we end up in the same heat race, almost start next to each other. So we started 12th and 14th and just got a good start, felt like I was patient, and guys kind of, I don't want to say got out of my way, but like they were able just to, or I was able to just put my car in the right spots, so when guys floated up or, you know, hit the bottom and I ran the top, or I ran the bottom and they ran the top, just tried to go where they weren't. That's kind of what you had to do, and be patient, and then a couple guys also fell out. So we went 12th to 3rd. That's pretty crazy. So now we're gonna be starting 3rd in the heat race. Main thing here is just get the points that we're gonna get trying to start up front, and then cruise into what is going to be a pull shuffle later or something. But more than anything, we just got to start 3rd here in the heat race, fire off good, and run another solid 10 laps. So that's what we're focused on. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but throwing some tear-offs on, because when there's this many cars out there, things do get muddy. Well, we backed it up with another good heat race there. Started 3rd and ended up finishing 2nd. Our inside lane took off. Caleb was in front of me. Like I mentioned, he started behind me, so then of course we flip-flopped since we were in the same group. And honestly, I felt like he kind of pulled away for a lap or two. It's so different driving with the tires and the wings that these guys have here and the wicker bills and the difference in rules. Honestly, I feel like the cars feel great. And I don't know, maybe we're just rolling really good tonight, but my main priority there, obviously I wanted to try to get past Caleb if I could, but I really wanted to try to take an opportunity to search for different lines. I knew that he was probably going to be around the top, which is kind of where he ran, and I wanted to see if I could find something different, because I think tonight you're going to have to be able to move around, whether it's lap traffic, racing for the lead. You're going to have to be able to go where guys aren't, and I think it's important our car can do that. So I thought I made pretty good speed, kind of where maybe guys weren't as much. I don't know what they're doing behind me, but was more in the middle and tried to work on throttle control and just carry good wing speed, even though this place isn't huge. And I think we're making really, really good progress. So keep fine-tuning it, keep getting more stuck, and we'll see now where all that's going to put us into our next events.
It is going to be epic.
So we got a pull shuffle coming up next. This is incredible here, looking at the sunset over the mountains. New Zealand is as good as it gets for views, but just out here looking at the racing surface, we're getting ready to roll into the pole shuffle. Pole shuffle's like a big deal in New Zealand and Australia. At least I believe so. We don't ever really do them in the States. So we have a pole shuffle coming up next. They're going to explain what that looks like, if we're actually going head to head or it's going to be more of a lap time deal, but we're the second highest point car, so I think the worst we can start is 3rd coming up, so either front row or 2nd row inside. Right now, just trying to study the racetrack. It's really hard to judge. It looks like it's going away, but guys say that sometimes the moisture comes back here being on an island, and you know, almost some of the cold rolling in, but we'll see what we get and just go from there. So far it's been a great night. pull shuffle we were looking for. That's all right. Got to pull a tear off on those and move forward. I don't know why, but during my career, I feel like I struggle with pull shuffles. We don't do them much, but when I do, I didn't pick the right lane choice, and you know, from there, that's huge. You just got to fire off right, and I put myself in a bad spot. So that is what it is. We're going to move on to the feature, rolling off from row 2. I think we're in a great position. Racetrack's really getting good right now. I think it's fairly slick. Well, I know it's fairly slick, but it's really wide and getting really close to the outside wall. So the main preferred line's the top, but I think we just got to try to be good enough to where we can go other places, because in order to win races, you got to be pretty good, you know, across the racetrack, and traffic, racing for the win, it's all going to come into play. But we're going to make our final adjustments, watch this be, and then be climbing in. What'd they say? Something canceled because of the wind?
Yeah, but...
Is it getting really windy? Or can you not see us?
You just couldn't see the thing, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was bad, so they wouldn't have been able to see it.
No, yeah, probably, yeah, that makes sense. Well, guys, add that to the list of crazy things I've had happen in my career. I've had fence repairs, wind outs, rain, maybe even snow, and now we had a dust out 1 lap into the A-main event, or 2 laps, or I don't know. Really unfortunate. It just leaves a bad taste in my mouth in the sense I didn't get to see where we were at. We kind of didn't have a great pull shuffle, obviously, and I thought we made some changes that could have been better for the feature. Obviously, though, we will never know. Crossed something off the bucket list here in New Zealand and had something they said, I don't think we've had a feature that's dusted out midway through. We've had stuff happen early in the night, this and that, and they fix it, but there was a big crash, I guess, because of, you know, whatever. We'll have to watch back whether it was, you know, easy to get your left front in the infield. Guys going through the infield here, I'll even admit I got a little low, not on purpose, but it's just like there's nothing keeping you out of the infield. Brings, you know, junk across the racetrack, all the marbles. Guys run stuff over, and then once guys start wrecking, these places are so tight, hard to get out of the way. So really unfortunate, but I mean, it happens, and obviously safety is a big deal, so it's not like, you know, we're upset they cancel. I mean, it's frustrating, right? But I mean, we'll just figure out what a game plan is for the rest of the weekend so we can put on some good racing and hopefully have another, I mean, solid surface, really racy. Would have loved to see how that would have played out. All right, so just wrapping up the night, they're doing a little bit of a track prep after our early end to the show. Caleb, you were about 5th. I was 3rd. I couldn't see great, but
I was 3rd.
Well,
you were 2nd.
Well, no, that's where we finished, but
yeah,
where we were running on the track.
Yeah, I was 5th.
What was the visibility like for you?
Minimal, not too bad. It actually wasn't too bad in the beginning. Like when we first started going, it wasn't great, but like when we came off the backstretch and I saw the lap traffic dust in the air, I was like, whoa. Yeah. Like that's when I was like, this is gonna be real, and I'm trunking my wing and I'm gonna run the middle and run wherever they're not. So.
No, it was pretty wild. Like it's just such an interesting 2 laps. So one thing that's crazy about here, they don't have like tillers, or they don't have as much equipment as we have in the United States, and I'm not exactly sure why. We've talked with some different people, but I really think if they had a tiller, honestly, tonight's track would have been even better. Like
100%.
Just something to like tweak it a little bit before we went out. I really thought the surface was good. Of course, again, we just didn't get a chance to run the race, which it happened. So big thanks to my team. Cool.
Yeah.
Caleb's over here too. There's a couple other Americans. Like it's just cool, everyone putting this together to have just something different here in New Zealand on the South Island. And honestly, this place surprised me. It did. It was like
it really did.
Not that I didn't think it was going to be good, but it was like a way better track than I thought, minus obviously the visibility. So thanks guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. We'll be back tomorrow for another night of racing. Tonight is officially canceled. It's not like going to be made up at any time. So I ran 2nd and Caleb actually ran 3rd because the New Zealand like speedway rules goes back to heat race points. So if I would have been better in my heat race and had more points, I could have technically won tonight. So Allard won, I was 2nd, and Caleb was 3rd. That's how they did. What?
Tanner's actually going to protest because if Tanner protests me, that's a thing in New Zealand. That means he wins tonight. So we're just going to wait for a review.
Because you can protest here. So if I protest that he jumped the start of the heat race and I get another point, then I could maybe win the feature, and then it would change the whole night. So that's what we were talking about. So,
100%.
All right, thanks guys. We'll see you in the next one. It's been a heck of a trip. We're gonna keep rolling.